Alright, this is my review and installation video, I guess, on the Liftmaster MyQ system. I just bought my new house again, just for everyone to know, and we have a Liftmaster. The house was built in 2000, so I'm hoping that this is compatible, and it has an app that lets you remotely control your garage. This right here is the internet gateway, which is what the control panel connects to for the internet for the app. And seeing I have two garage door openers, I also have a secondary control panel, but I was told you only need one internet gateway. So let's see how this works. So it looks really straightforward. You're just going to take off your old control panel. You're going to connect the wires to the new control panel, and we should be all set. That's the first step on installation here. It says to get rid of the old control panel, but we'll see what happens with that. Step one, we're going to turn off the power to the garage door opener, which is circuit breaker 10, and you just flip it back, basically. So, just an aside, they have all the compatible accessories to this. Keyless entries. So I might check into those after, but I was really after the garage door first. But just to show you, there are many accessories that come with this internet gateway system. Alright, two garage door openers on my wall. I'm going to take out this bottom one, which goes to the main door that I'm using, because the other door is kind of blocked up with some boxes and stuff still from moving. So we'll take this off. So to take this off, you got to take off this thing by inserting a screwdriver right here. Actually, there's a little indentation right there. I'm going to take this button off. There's a couple screws that we'll take out, and then we'll deal with the wires in the back. I could not find my flathead screwdriver, so I'm going to use a putty knife instead. But if you have a screwdriver, it's pretty much the same thing. You just put it in the top here, be very careful. Okay, and then you're just going to push it back underneath and pop this out. It's a little downward force there, and you can see that it has little pins coming out. So, and there you go. Comes off, and you have to loosen up that screw. So you take the screw off from the top, and then you see that I have a finished garage, so you gotta be really careful that these wires do not go back in the wall after. And that screw is for this little anchor point right there. So you slip that on top of the screw, and then you gotta screw it down to hold it down. Remember to not lose these wires. The next step is we have to take these wires off, just unscrewing them and taking them off. And again, the power should be off. Not that this is high voltage, but you don't want to shock anything here and make it useless. And notice that says red and white. The other controller will also say red and white. It'll say R and W. Comes with some screws and some anchors. I'm going to use the old ones, which hopefully should fit the same way. The actual unit, I mean, it really is just another switch. We're just going to put it on there. There's the screw hole for the top right here, and it's got an anchor point in the back too. I'm just going to cover up the numbers that I need. Anchor point in the back. So that's it. And it says red and white. Sorry, that's fuzzy. That does say white. Okay, loosen up those two screws. The wires are ready to pull off. And I also loosened up the screws on the back of the new unit. So really easy. You can't get confused on this. Red has a red stripe on it. White is just plain white. Hence why they call it red and white. And we just, I'm going to put this around our screws on the new unit and tighten it up. Alright, so just like before, I'm going to take the anchor over here. I'm going to put it over that screw. And then, once I have it mounted to the wall that way, I'm going to take the screw that I had, or you can use the new screws if you want, and I'm just going to screw it to that anchor screw. So I went ahead and I said I'd put both on because I was having a problem putting this one on the anchor screw because the other one was getting in the way. They are smaller than the other door openers, just to be noted. Not a big thing here, but they are a little smaller. So take it as you will. Last step is just to put a screw. I'm using the original screw just in each hole here, line it up with the anchor underneath. Okay, and then we should be in business with the installation of the garage door opener. Great thing is that this has a feature to automatically close the garage door. So if you leave it open, you can have it close the door in a minute, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes. It's not as flexible as that last thing at my old house, but I'm probably going to set it for a minute, because if you have this hooked up to the internet, or you have your garage door opener, you can just open it up if it closes in a minute, and that is an awesome feature, let me tell you, because I went to work a couple times, left the garage door open, and I didn't have to turn around, because I knew the garage door was going to close by itself, and it always did. So it's an awesome feature. All right, anyways, I'm going to continue on with the installation and get this thing done. So the awesome thing is it does fit into the same wall anchors as the old one. We'll look through some of these features after. I just want to get this hooked up and working. So I believe the next step is to turn the power back on and try it out with the garage doors, just to make sure the connections are there. So once again, we're going to turn the power back on. Here's the circuit breaker. And we just turn it on, and the garage door should be getting power now. And we'll go test those things out just to make sure they open and close the door. So as you can see, we have power. The red and yellow buttons are blinking on each one. It says that they will blink quickly for up to 5 minutes as the control panel recharges. But we have to test it after the control panel is operational, according to this thing. And that means that the yellow LED will glow steadily, which means we have to wait for that yellow thing to just glow steadily. So while waiting for that to charge, just to let you know that you don't have to get an internet gateway. You only get the internet gateway if you want to use the app with the actual things. That beep was actually from these things, and that means that they are operational. There's a yellow light only on each one. But anyways, as I was saying, the internet gateway is so that you can connect these puppies to the internet and control it from your phone with an app. We'll get to that after I get these working. And we'll also go through some features just of these wall units without the internet gateway. Alright, so to test these out, we have to understand this door is actually also your push button. So you want them down. I'm only going to try one garage door on camera, because the other garage door has stuff in front of it. So we're going to go for the right one. I just push this, and it's just like a push button. And the garage door goes up. So that is connected and working. Push it again, and it goes down. That is a good thing. I'll test the other one off camera, and then we'll get to all the features of this. So let's look at the features. I'm only going to go on one of these. The other one will obviously work the same. You have a light button right here above the motion sensor. You just push it, and the light goes off and on. We'll leave it on for now, okay? We also have a way of turning on the lights when someone enters through the open garage. We also have a feature on how to change the amount of time the garage door opener lights will stay on. So, that's interesting too. Press and hold the lock button till the garage door openers flash. And the time interval right here is indicated by the number of flashes. So let's try that out. Let's go to the lock button, press and hold the lock button till the garage door opener lights flash. I'm going to set it for 1 minute because I'm energy conscious. So I'm going to press and hold lock. That's 1 minute. It just flashed once. The next feature we'll look at is the motion sensor. It's right here. If it detects motion, it will turn on the lights for the set period of time that you did in the previous thing that we just did. There's just a little slide button here. It says sensor above it. I don't know if you can read that, but it says sensor. Just turn it on, and if it determines any type of motion, it will turn the lights on. Timer to close feature. Didn't even know I had this. I'm actually quite glad, because as I said, oh, it's the garage butler. It was the garage butler that I had at my old house. You had to wire it in through the wiring. This one is done just through the actual unit itself. Okay, important things to know. Time to close, you take off to work, your garage door is open, you left it open, you didn't remember. It will automatically close the door according to whatever minute you want. And that's 1 minute, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes. I'm going to set it for a minute. That's just me. Okay, there's also a button that says hold open, so if you're doing yard work, you can just hold open the door. So I found this to be an awesome feature. at my old house with the garage butler. So it says to activate, press and hold the on button until one of the TTC LED lights up, which is the time to control lights. They're right down there near the hold open button. Then press the on button again to cycle through the time interval options. The garage opener light bulbs will blink as confirmation. So let's do that. Press and hold on the on button. Press and hold the on. Oh, here we go. And you can just cycle through it. Just 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I'm just pushing the on button to do that. And I want it for a minute. That right there, the garage butler took, I think it was like $18. This is all in one unit. So, and the lights did blink to confirm that they are doing that. So that's awesome. To deactivate it, you press and hold the off button until all the TTC LEDs turn off and a beep is heard from the control panel. Let's just try that to show you. There you go. Let's say you're going on vacation and you want to lock any outdoor remote control commands. You just have a lock button right here. It's just like the old one. All of them should have had one. You just press and hold the lock button for 2 seconds and it locks. And now it's locked. And the command LED will flash as long as the lock feature is activated. And no remote controls will work at this time. To turn it off, just push down on lock again. And it'll go back to solid yellow. And that will mean that it can accept everything. And I guess this thing has its own memory to erase the remote controls and keyless entries. You can program those. And it says no erasing remote controls and keyless entries from the control panel, which is this thing. Does not erase it from the garage door opener. So that is totally separate when it learns remote controls. So all remote control and keyless entry codes are now erased from the control panel. You need to erase the memory of the garage door opener separately. And I'm not going to go into this because I don't want to ruin anything, but if you want to erase all devices that are hooked up to the control panel only, you press and hold the learn button on the control panel until the red LED goes out. Immediately press and hold the learn button again until the red learn LED goes out, and all codes are erased with this thing, not the garage door opener. All right, looks good. Last things, it has a 1-year limited warranty. So we're gonna end this part of the video with, this is pretty much a garage butler, which is an awesome feature at my old house. That was an addition put on 95, so I couldn't use these things. I don't think I had a Liftmaster. It was a pain anyways. I had to replace parts out of it. But yeah, these things are great so far, just for this feature alone. I mean, I was thinking if I wasn't gonna go the internet route, I would get another garage butler, but now I don't have to. So that is awesome. All right, next step is the internet gateway.